What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Digimon Rearise video. I know this is coming out a little bit late, but had a busy work day, so this is the earliest I could get this out. But instead of going over each of these new Dark Master Digimon by themselves, in addition to Puppetmon and Machinedramon on the upcoming banner, I just want to do an all-in-one. Should you pull brief rundown? I'm not going to have the stats in this video, but I will post them probably in the description of this video later on. Once I get some downtime, I'll probably update that for you guys. But I did want to go over, should you summon on this new step-up banner, which is going to be overall 450 gems to guarantee yourself a Piedmon. And then after that, you're going to have a 1.3 times increase rate after step 3. Just like we had for the Wargreymon banner. So you guys have seen that his rate is still pretty good. Even just doing the regular 200 rubies on step 3. Unfortunately, no skill stones, just some keys for our resources for food, Bit Vortex, and the Awakening Vortex. So unfortunately, no skill ups for either Piedmon, Daemon, or Machinedramon, but let's go into and let's see if they're worth it. So first of all, we have Machinedramon, which is going to increase all allies' counterattack rate by 20%, which is pretty good. That doesn't really overlap with a lot of other high-tier heroes at the moment. And then we have his S1 is going to be 180% damage AoE to all enemies, crit rate and power lowered by 30% for 2 turns. Now, the reasoning why this is pretty low is because, low as far as, I think as far as his kit goes is because his attack is pretty low on his kit. And then as well, his multiplier is only 180. I think you see that for 3 enemies for Piedmon, who we're going to get into next, is 210. So hitting 2 more targets, 30% less damage isn't terrible. But I would say what would really improve him is if his ability would have been for tech enemies instead, because there is a lot of tech enemies that are so big in PvP right now with Sakuyamon, Minervamon, Nola Pumpkinmon right now in the meta. So Machinedramon, while he may not be used immediately, still pulling him in this banner I still feel won't be the worst thing, because he may have better applications later on, because we may get into a power meta with power AoEers. So right now, the meta is very heavy on tech AoE, but like I said, that could change. So even if you don't build him right away, pull him, lock him in your box. As far as his S2 goes, is going to be 260% to damage 2 enemies with a 55% chance to paralyze for 2 turns. So I'm actually fine with his S2. Like I said, just his stats are a little bit of his issue overall, but still, that is decent. A two enemy paralysis for 2 turns, 55% chance, so pretty good chance overall. So I can't really complain too much about his S2. 260%, still decent. But you go see here, we go to Piedmon, whereas S1 has 370% for 2 turns with a 55% chance to blind for 2 turns and own attack up by 30%. So once again, kind of you see a difference in Piedmon where we compare the S1 to the S2 with the same 2 targets, just massively better overall, almost over 100% more damage. Same chance for a debuff effect, and gives his own attack up 30%. So just a strict upgrade, but that is an S2 compared to an S1. So there you go for that. His passive is going to increase his pinpoint by 40%, which I now have been corrected. I do now know that pinpoint is the likelihood of you targeting an enemy with the lowest health in play. So for PvP, when that one enemy's sitting around still doing damage, that's where Piedmon is going to be super clutch to take out those enemies. So very good overall. S1 has a blind effect, which will lower accuracy from getting hit, increases zone attack. So all things that you would want on an S1, pretty much. And then we have, for 3 enemies, is going to be a 210% attack and then 50% blind. And once again, we see there, just, scaling-wise, Piedmon is pretty decent. He's a semi-AoEer, so he's not a complete AoEer like, Minervamon or Sakuyamon, but still very strong overall for having blind on both abilities, and then also having that tech attack increase on his S1, so super good. Multiplier is fairly decent, so I'd say he's probably going to go into a B to A right now in global, if I had to guess for tier list stuff, and I think Machinedramon's going to be lower and probably in a C rank overall, but Piedmon, to note, for a big thing for him, he is slower, though, for a DPS. He is 22 speed. Machinedramon is the normal 27 speed for a DPS. So that could lay into factor with your team comps if you're struggling on speed And right now, speed is crazy meta right now, especially for PvP. So that is going to be a big thing. And right now, AoEers are purely for PvP. So that's why I feel Piedmon, because he has a higher multipliers, he probably can be more useful, not just in PvP, but possibly even for certain raids, if a boss can be affected by blind. So I think, and he is very, very tanky. He has around 7,000 health, so very, very tanky as well. So that's why I feel overall usage, Piedmon will probably see more play than Machinedramon. Machinedramon will probably only see play in a PvP team, maybe a farm team, maybe a tower team, otherworld team, but that's about it. So now let's go into Daemon, which is actually such a unique kit and very, 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 very strong, it seems. So he gives a definite ally immunity to poison, burn, and arrow for 1 turn. Self buff of 15% power each time attacked, up to 75%. So basically his passive, you can give him up to a 75% attack increase, which is absolutely huge. Then his S1, 320% damage to 2 enemies. So a little bit lower than Piedmon, with 500 health regen for 2 turns for each action. I believe that's going to be for each action done by the enemies he hits. So that could, you know, if they go off and like start countering, doing regular attacks, things like that, if they've already used, you know, their cooldowns, their skills, he can regenerate quite a lot of health. Like I said, I will post all their stats in the description of this video as well. So very, very strong there for his S1, and then he also on top of that has a 50% chance to burn for 2 turns. So a little bit of extra damage there with burn. So very, very strong. I think he's very, very unique. Of like, he does a lot of different things. He gives some immunities from status elements. Then he gives some pretty decent damage to semi AoE to 2 targets, and then has that burn, and then he's got self health regen. So just super, super unique kit. That's why I like him a lot. And then S2, Taunt, and then with 70% chance to counter cell. So I believe Taunt will be similar to how it is in most mobile games. I haven't really seen Taunt too much in PvP yet, but it should be, I would think, and I'll confirm this in the description if I'm wrong, but basically your enemies have to attack Daemon with their S1, and then he gives that 70% up chance to counter. So if you're using that with, for instance, Machinedramon, that's a 90% counter rate. So that's going to be a lot of counterattacks hitting back with Daemon. So very, very strong overall. So that is going to be their kind of reviews in a nutshell. Now, as far as summoning, should you pull, which is kind of the premise of this video, I think you should pull. And my opinion is I think you should pull whenever there's a step-up banner. At least do the 3 initial steps, or however many steps there are. It's only 450 gems, so if you guys are doing decent in PvP, at least 1 week, you think, I mean, you guys should be able to get to around 400 gems between the promotion rewards, getting up in ranks, and your ending result reward. You should be able to hit. I know right now, like, the PvP system's really, really strange how they have it set up, and I'll do a separate video on that. Probably not until I come back from vacation, but you should be able to get enough to definitely from just PvP, not counting dailies and other login rewards. And we just got another 100 gems as well for a million downloads. So already that's 100 gems you can put towards this banner. So I think overall you should pull just to get Piedmon. I think he'll be very, very useful just to have that guarantee mega for 450 gems. And then I bet you'll probably get at least 1 along the way. You're looking at that's 13 summons on step 1 and 2, and then 11 summons on the end. So you're looking at 24 summons in total. I think, right? Am I doing my math? Yeah, 24 summons total that you're going to get. So more than likely, you'll get at least 1 other mega along the way. So 2 megas for 450 gems is pretty valuable, considering you're guaranteed to get Piedmon, which I feel is a strong unit right now in global. I don't think he's like terrible, and he's definitely worth definitely working on and seeing how he'll fit into your different teams. So on top of that, you get the keys too. So overall, I do think you should summon on this. Just for the chance to get these units. I believe only these units will be available in this banner, so I think you can only get Puppetmon, Metalseedramon, Machinedramon, Piedmon, and Daemon, which means no chance of pulling like Metal-Etamon, Platinum Numamon, Prince Mamimon, things like that. So that's always an advantage. As long as they don't add them in later, we'll have to look at the official, unit list later on. But I do think you guys should pull. I think it's worth 450 rubies. If you guys, I've saved up to about 2,000 rubies or so. So if you guys are, wondering about saving like for megas down the road, like Gallonmon or or Dynasmon or Omnimon, super fan favorite. We don't know when they're coming, but I think on step up banners, good to do these. So if they do step up banners every other month, or I'm sorry, every other week or once a month, doing 450 gems a month isn't going to kill you. You're still going to be able to save quite a bit for those big hype banners down the road for global. So that's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Which one of these new Dark Masters are your favorites? And are you guys going to be pulling through all 3 steps? Or are you going to go beyond all 3 steps to go until you get like a Machinedramon or a Daemon? Let me know on that, guys. And thank you guys so much for checking out the video today. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys drop a like down below and hit that subscribe button as always if you guys are new. This is your boy Fort Misery Gaming. Ring that bell, and I'll see you guys in the next Digimon Rearise video. Peace out, guys.